And guys couldn't understand. They said in Mangit, guys, ulambatil porile and but ne tamalam shonil, but minang feeling nix, guys. In fact, as we manufacture the pain, it was difficult for me because I was honest, I didn't feel any pain. Till this day, because I don't see a need to do that. Whether somebody will say, you beat or I don't care, but I'm just telling you, you know, how I feel and was whenever I had questions, whenever I felt down, I'll read the Bible. You know, and for me, I'll get answers from the Bible. So I read a lot of stories in the Bible, from Genesis until Revelation. Because remember, there we have ample time. And I believed God and I believed this thing. Maybe at that point, if maybe I don't know, witchcraft, it can deliver you from this. I was going to believe. You know, sometimes I feel. Now, those people, they are the ones who gave because they wanted something new, they wanted something fresh. So, coming to your question, they praise, they worship. And by the way, there are some of them, they're coming from a Christian background. So they will assist us in terms of the structure of the church, how to structure a church and how to structure a service. When is praise and when is worship, when is the right time for the word of God, and when is the right time for tithe and offering. Because now we did tithe and offering, but because we didn't have money, because the local people was like,
welcome to the dopest show. Of course, I go by the name Christmas. You already know I'm doing the best show that makes any other show look like, yeah, we gotta work. We gotta work. On camera and sound as usual, I got my man James, and on my right, I got my man Ganda. One testimony at a time and one story at the time. Otherwise, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, press the notification bell, as well as join the membership. We're on 500 members, people who are paying every month. And shout out to those who are giving thanks. This month it was James. People who gave thanks is 300 and something. Who gave thanks. Like, thank you so much, you guys. The love that you're showing, calling us and praying for us, we highly appreciate it, James. Yeah,
highly appreciate it.
Yeah.
We are blessed.
We are blessed. Yeah, James. Otherwise, man, tell me the time. I have to get into it.
Oh, we're on grace, my brother. It's
we're on
God's time.
grace. Oh,
It's God's time.
we're
No
on grace.
half past, no 10 past.
okay.
God's
I
time.
love grace time. Let me move right along. Yitata. Zolala tata man. Kutheni ke? Kutheni? Hayi nje ixesha ke tata. Sorry man. Ixesha likaThixo. I'm with my brother. Hey, I thought I'm handsome, James. Until he came through. Until he came through. What do you mean? Until he came through. I will never afford to be this kid, bro. Bro, like, Prasan, but how do you do it, man? No. Give me consistent, bro.
typically.
Yeah.
No, but you know, people who have my background, obviously. So I have this notion that for me, where I come from, especially with my background. So when God transformed my life, my image was also affected. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so that image, I think for me, image is very important.
Yeah. To those who don't know Brasoli, can you just explain Ubano Brasoli and give us a background, household, then how did you find Jesus and stuff?
Yeah. Firstly, I'm out work. Now I'm with my men, the Petson Mabunda.
What's Petson?
They are the more fire hustler.
Yeah, Petson.
Petson Mabunda.
Come and shake hands. You going with the man of God. Yeah, you going with the man of God. We have to shake hands, man. Hey, you on Mofi?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he works on Mofi. Oh. Thank you. Oh, you used to come, man. When are you coming again?
We're still communicating with your office. As soon as
please come, man.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brad. Okay. Yeah.
So Chris, your question was
The house.
So yeah, my story is very difficult, my man, because ngihleli endaweni eziningi awuthi yami ngihleli namafamily amaningi, that's why I always say I've never been in one school for 2 years. Ngulo mntwana lo mama khe bekamshiya, and I use the word dump deliberately, so ukuthi mama bekangishiya nale family lena ahambe for the whole year, makabuye ucabana le family nangithathe and ngishiya nenye family. So I've been a child who's growing up, staying everywhere with different people in Ngabas, so and I had to adapt to those circumstances. And I still remember vividly, even when I started school, then when you in the Limpopo to say the free, I didn't even know those people, so I was there for almost like a year. Mama was on tat until grade 10. That has been my life,
So, Brother, at that moment, do you believe in God, or you just...
No, I don't believe in God. At that moment, I don't believe in God. I don't know if God exists or not. I'm just a child who's been neglected, and for that matter, Mama Musapila and my father is alive, but these people are not present in my life, So I started fending for myself at a very, very young age. I mean, at the age of 10, maybe 11, I understood at that time I'm on my own, so and the good thing is in the survive in those kind of conditions, so which I'm not even a man, I don't like food. I'm not a person who's obsessed about food. So even if I wouldn't mind if I wouldn't get anything, so I'll still be like,
do you think you were just that character, or maybe the situation changed you to be that kind of a person with that kind
one
of
would say maybe the situation sort of like made me to
adapted.
conform to those circumstances. But I don't know. But I just and for that matter, I knew how to manage it. I knew how to manage ama socks I2, I3. I just knew how to manage izintosa. I knew how to manage scarcity in a way. So and mama muzofika ngithathe December, then angidropa kwenye family.
Bro,
I'm telling you, mami, I've never been in one school for 2 years. I mean, ngingahlala eDaveyton. eDaveyton kuphela ngifunde kulezi 3. Ngifunde kwesinye isigele abathi letha primary. Ngafunda kwesinye isigele abathi Madingwane. Ngafunda kwesinye isigele abathi Rivoni. eDaveyton kuphela. For 3 years engihlele eDaveyton, I was just moving around schools. Because remember, if mama macabana nawe la mela khulume no Petsenda, hey, thatha lo mntwana ngishiye lapha abathembisa nahamba ngasabuyi. Unfortunately, I was not a child who and who used to get sick and stuff, Yeah. And so I think ngaba ne-anger from there. There was a lot of anger. Until grade 10, mase ngimuvele eThembisa ke. And I found amajito kubeni I felt like we have the same experience. And some of them amachita wami omunye akanababa omunye unobaba bakhe uyazi mfethu uma alcohol and stuff, omunye akanamama, things like that. And we became sort of like a family, because obviously because of our different circumstances. But at that time I don't even know ukuthi uNkulunkulu ukhona. Ukhona I see people going
just
to
living,
church.
man.
I'm just living. And that's how I go to the life of crime. And by the way, you must understand ukuthi mina ngicala ukuboshwa ngisasemncane. I mean 15, 16 bese ngigijima ema-juvenile center. I mean I've been to Boksburg Juvenile Center awaiting trial. For 2 years there, awaiting trial.
and you still at school.
Juvenile awaiting trial at Boksburg. And so I've been to juveniles, siyaboshwa ngapha, free bail, because of at that time it was considered to be more underage or totally free bail. So I've been that child, man. I've never had peace. Like I've never experienced uthando from my family, appreciation. And that's why when I started to make some bit of money, I had to take care of not me per se, but start with the young soul who was neglected years ago. It was a challenge, taking care of that boy, and also make sure that now I elevate to be able to take care of this soul,
Because this boy has been alone since.
He's been alone, my guy. He's been alone. He's been alone. And I always say, if being in Domazan, I think I was going to be abused kakhulu. Looking at how things are lately, because abantwana amantombazana, they get to be a victim of abuse kakhulu more than cheat. I know that even young boys baba abused, but amantombazana, they are the ones who are sort of like
And man,
subjected to abuse kakhulu.
when you talk about the thing of young soul,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you can relate on this. So there's this time now I almost have your same background, but I like at some point I would like, because now I can afford like leaky things. So I would just like to buy a shepherd, because back in the days when I grew up, I was like, I wanted this shepherd, and I'm like, I couldn't get it. Ganda is my witness. I would go and buy a shepherd. And whenever time when I
Shepherd,
eat it, yeah. But this one I say now I'm a choice.
Oh, okay.
Back then being I'm a choice.
Yeah.
So now I say now I'm a choice. But Ganda will tell you, Ganda, I do go and buy my shepherds,
Trying to
and it feels good sometimes. But but now I'm trying to see, hey,
yeah.
even I will want the one is a plastic. Then once I show the muzo, I will go and buy 6 because every time when I eat these things, I'm like, hey, I wanted this and I couldn't get it. My grandmom didn't have money to buy it for me.
Yeah.
So I understand when you talk about the young.
Yeah, that was my situation. In fact, going to school, I mean, I got used to the fact that there's no lunchbox. Yeah, and I got used to that. And you just move on and you live and you grow. And I'm not alone. I mean, there are guys now on my lunchbox. So we lunch and it's normal, my guy, And that's why sometimes, when I look at my life now, and because I've got a son and he's in Bloemfontein, and I'm like, sometimes for me, it's very, I find it very easy to neglect my son. I'm not sure whether you get what I'm saying. So I'm not like, because he has Chris, honest. I'm not like these people who be honest. Like, I'm honest, to be honest. I always try to be honest. I'm not these people who come here and claim to say, yeah, no, from my past experience now, I'm a good father. I know there are guys who have my experience, but they're doing better than me in terms of fathering their kids and stuff. But I'm failing. So it gubalula for me to even neglect my son. Gubalula for me to even not think about my son. Bro, I'm telling you, it's very easy for me. I don't even miss my son for that matter. I'm telling you. Let me be honest. I'm telling something in Zagala. I'm not like, you know what, Chris? Because remember, if you are aware of who you are, self-awareness, I think it's important. It then helps you to correct certain things in life. So, for example, if you are aware of your childhood traumas, now it's easy for you to read books that will then help you to correct, that behavior, snacks, whatever, to correct certain areas in your life. You gotta be aware and you gotta be honest. You understand? If you cannot be in a relationship, you find yourself be honest and say, and that's where you're gonna get help. Don't care about people who judge. It's fine. We get these platforms and we get to share. And sharing, we are not saying that we are proud, but we are saying that it's a challenge. It's a demon that I'm dealing with each and every day. It's like, when I was telling people, I think I told even Petson to say, when they told me, Mama Kushonin, I didn't feel any pain. And I couldn't fake it. And guys couldn't understand. They said in Mangit, guys, and but I'm feeling it, guys. In fact, manufacture pain, it was difficult for me. Because I was honest, I didn't feel any pain. Till this day, because I don't see a need to do that. Whether somebody will say, you beat her, I don't care. But I'm just telling you, how I feel and
honest feeling.
Honest, willing to be honest. You ask me something about honest in life, yeah. Whether young judge, but I know uba honest gwami be honest. Yabo. It was very, very difficult for me to relate with women. Very, very. I struggled. Because my experience with my mom, I felt like I was very fun. And remember, because remember, I was in trial clearly 2 years and 8 months awaiting trial. No visit. No one can come and claim ukuthi awusule ngambone trial ngamlethela izinto. No visit 2 years 8 months. Do you know ukuthi ukuba awaiting trial for 2 years and 8 months? Not getting support. You don't have an effective support structure externally. And you're on your trial up here. A trial in fact akufani nangale maso sentence. A trial ziyabuya. Yawona sidliwa yintwala 99. See, it's bad. It's too bad. You need support there. Do you know ukuthi impahla engena nazo engangena ngazo ejele? Yazi bengincedwa yini? Amajita mawafika abuye kaSlam. They'll be like mfana mina sengithole ibail. Or mina next week ngayeza ukuthi ngingasabuyi. Na ijina siskip. That's how I used to survive. I waited in trial for 2 years and 8 months. I had to survive that. So I got used to prison food. So you look at it. Well, umuntu uzoshizla, umuntu uzobe trial ngale zinto azigcokile, then it's fine. It's part of life. Now I got to accept that. But you must understand, it builds a certain amount of anger. Uyangithola? Uba enye anger enzima. Iyakhulela abantu abayibona. Well, because I'm not a violent person, so obviously ngizohlala. And that helps me to navigate life awaiting trial, because I don't find myself in situations where ngilwa nomuntu ufuna ukungikwazi, because I'm not a violent person. Yabo? But you are not aware kune engenzakala ngaphakathi kwakho. Yabo? And eventually, then when I was sentenced to 15 years, imagine 2 years, 8 months, no trial. Cabanga mawuye court, mawufike court, amajita kuza amafamily babaphathele whatever, when there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand. About first time, Msolaiza, na cool, usha cool. So mama ngishange 15 years. Now, so sentencing. Mina, I became comfortable ngokupantita ngisicathulo sasejele. Basibiza ukuthi ikwatira. I've never had a sneak ejele. Mina bengipantita nginto sasejele for 15 years. Yangithola. And that life, it was very difficult, Chris. And remember, I stand mona machita. Local girlfriend, kyang sejele. I've been sentenced. Again, zazongbona. So they feed into what I believe. With our fast, they are horrible. Our fast, they are bad people.
Yes,
Do you get what I'm saying?
Indirect, and they are not aware. Like,
Do you get what I'm saying? No, they're not. I think they're sharing a story. Remember, yes, Chris, life. So once you tell yourself, or once you start to believe something, the mind will go and look for your evidence and it will provide with it. So, for example, Chris, let's say now, Chris' podcast is the best podcast, not only in Africa, but in the entire globe. The mind will go and look for your evidence. So say, I remember there was a guy who was commenting a podcast I say UK. Remember there's a one who commenting a podcast I say China. So the mind will always go and look for your evidence. Do you get what I'm saying? To sort of like support your thinking. Yes.
Yeah.
Now and you get to attract.
Oh, the law of attraction
Kicks in. You get to attract those things, and so it means now they will gravitate towards me, I'll gravitate towards them. And it feeds to say,
so now you look those people who's
I mean, I had a
talking
guy,
that kind of language.
I had a guy who committed suicide because I'm a divorce papers. Wow. And in my mind, I was like, why would you divorce somebody? Pretend again. Divorcing somebody who's in that pain, who is at 25 years. So it
add more pain.
Yeah, it add more pain. That's why that's why I've never been this person of so my guy. And so what changed my life? Because I'm just summarizing each and every.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we look good. Like I look good from the outside, but to me, I'm dealing with a lot inside. There's a lot of things that I'm still trying to address them. There's a lot of things that I'm aware with, but lana ngenzi kahle. Somewhere some I don't treat people right. Somewhere some are arrogant. So I need to address those things. At the same time, I need to hustle. At the same time, I need to behave around our pets and Nabanvan. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. You are dealing with a lot, my brother. So now, so that turning point, that new leaf, I remember I was in Maximum, and they said there was a pastor who was praying for people at chapel. And I went, I think we were 15. Imagine, in a population of more than 1,000, let me just say more than 1,200, only 15 of us went to a chapel. So a chapel is more like a chapel. That's where people go and pray and do whatever. And that pastor preached to us about Jesus Christ, who's Jesus Christ, who's God, there's God. And remember, I have nothing. And that preaching made me to say, okay, cool. It then means I can have a father now for the first time in my life. And that father will be God through Jesus Christ. And I chose deliberately to believe in whatever the pastor was saying. And I even went to a section and I think Bible at 10 rand. There was a guy who was selling a Bible. And I had 10 rand. And I said, hey, think Bible, NIV version. And I started reading the Bible. And I started, So the Bible gave me comfort. The Word of God gave me comfort in the midst of that situation. And eventually, I then realized, okay, cool. There's a lot of things that I need to do as Zoklumane personal development. Then I went to school from grade 10. Then I moved from the section when I A section, local maximum, from grade 10. Fast forward till grade 12. Then grade 12, then I got an opportunity to Tola in AFSAS. Then I went to further my studies. Then I got my degree, I got my diploma. So I did a lot of things there. But that turning point, good life you get.
Now you have a father.
You get what I'm saying? Now I have a father. For the first time
in your life,
in my life, I felt like I have a father.
And he's answering some.
Yeah, because whenever I had questions, whenever I felt down, I'll read the Bible. And for me, I'll get answers from the Bible. So I read a lot of stories in the Bible, from Genesis until Revelation. Because remember, there we have ample time. And I believed God and I believed this thing. Maybe at that point, if maybe I don't know witchcraft, it can deliver you from this. I was going to believe. Sometimes in life, we find ourselves in a position where you are usizo. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anything elendayo uzoyithatha. Because you are desperate for help. You just need help, me brah.
You're grabbing everything.
You are dying inside. And you ask yourself a lot of questions that you can't even answer. Why ngafana love? It's Sunday. We visit. They get stuff. You get nothing. And then I became a teacher there, and that's why I started to make money. Because now, after completing grade 12, I'm a teacher for EVET level 1, EVET level 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
While I was busy with my degree, then I got promoted to a school principal. And in the middle of my degree, my first year, especially with my BCom, because my BCom is common. So there's economics there, they're struggling. There's financial accounting there, a lot of people are struggling. So I started to have my own classes aside, other than these ones that I was assigned to look after the schools as a jail. I mean, a lot of guys, they know my way, look up maximum and the same MC. I was a principal for a very long time. And so now I am getting this stipend. It's a gratuity. It's not a salary. It's just a small money, which I every month from correctional services for obviously helping the guys to transform their life, to reform in Pilos Up.
Yeah.
But then also helping them to integrate our rehabilitation programs. So I was very much active in that is positive. That's why I was not tempted to go drugs because obviously, Mangsakula, I've never smoked. It was not my thing.
Oh.
No, I've never smoked. I've never touched alcohol. I mean, I was so depressed. I was a very depressed child. The only thing that we thought of it was the sperm. Sperm. Last thing I say Timbis, and I was showing Petsin. Last akal kubamba inkunzi khona saseyintwana. Lapha sicala kubamba inkunzi la. Sawambe nye Grootman siyintwana. Grootman abantu ngathi siyadlala and then sadubula phezulu. Yaba khona ikhiphi wala this guy walat. Do you get what I'm saying? I still remember that yeah. So and then ngaba active kanjalo, and then we started to say we need to make sure that each HFT are more effective. And then we created the leadership person doing. So we had a proper running church every service Sunday. during the weeks nama home cell in prison.
How is the church in prison? Because I think they really worship God, because no one can just force you to go to church. I think it comes within you, which I have to go to church.
Yeah, but abanye babo, and I'm saying some, I mean, uzobana amachiti mawubuye court, mabaqeda ukugwetshwa baflash izinto. So I wouldn't know ukuthi baflasha. Bakwatile, basika izinto, baziflash. Yabona, abanye lemithi banikeze bayiflash, because remember, bosponsor izinto lezi bakushaya nga 50 years. So abanye abantu they feel like, ayi lento le bengaspara. Now, those people, they are the ones who bagijimele esontweni, because they wanted something new, they wanted something fresh. So, coming to your question, amachita mfite echele, they praise, they worship. And by the way, there are some of them they're coming from a Christian background. So they will assist us in terms of the structure of the church, how to structure a church and how to structure a service. When is praise and when is worship, when is the right time for the word of God, and when is the right time for tithe and offering. Because now we did tithe and offering, but because we didn't have money, because the local it was a cashless society, we don't have money. So we'll then say, oh yeah, a visit, maganigeza a church 10% is industrial visit, but only toiletries. We couldn't contain food. So more like Colgate, Insip, or years later, and Mina, I was responsible for that. And then every month I go around to Kubazalwan, like jail, and Palamakama, Wangatuli visit. And some of them, they were brothers from the rest of the world. I don't like I'm foreign. I don't believe there's this thing to foreign. I don't believe in that concept. And then most of those guys, and some of these are young boys who come from juvenile, they transitioned to adult section. We need to take care of them, because if you can't take care of them, they end up because remember, mabati umuntu yajola ejele kaningi kuba abafana abancane ababa victim kula mahrotman. So we had to protect them, because we knew that if we can at least help them there and there into zogeza bazo ama victim. And that was my role, to distribute into the church. So we'll do that, minister. And then every Saturday or Friday, section, somebody speak a section, and we preach the gospel. And ama 26, ama 21, move, we preach the gospel. But said, no, you don't have to come to us. We can pray for you where you are. And your life is a change. And in fact, that is what kept me going, to be var, could me var. No, we scale. Because I realized after receiving Christ as my Lord and personal Savior and believing in what the Word of God says, it then made me to realize I need education. That's why I went to school. I graduated khona lapha phela mina. Ngasuswa lapha ngayisepitori ngegraduate. Yeah. I-graduation yami, I mean, there's a stage photo sami nesiposter njalo social media. Graduate ejele. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I started to lento engizenza manje ukugareza ama event. I started there. It means I can bring people together. And I'm a teacher ngapha. I make sure ukuthi abantu bayeskela bayenzani. And that's why I started to believe more in the Bible, because that was the only thing that changed in impilo yami.
But Brother, if you didn't go to jail, can you imagine your life?
It's very difficult to, that question, it's a very good question, but also a very difficult question in the sense that some people will then say, for me, it was a blessing in disguise. People will say that. But also, we also need to be careful, because we should not stimulate message it for one to change. One must go to prison. Because in that we will be perpetuating a criminality. We can't do that, So we need to be careful. So for me personally, maybe it was part of my journey, but it doesn't apply to anyone. Person can change in you don't have to go to prison. Because they go to prison, they don't come back. You know what I'm saying? That we don't aswathola ama-states. Depression, stress, into ezibhayi. So I wouldn't want to say. I believe ukuthi whenever it's time for uNkulunkulu to transform your life, He will do it. Whether usesibhedlela, whether usejele, whether ungaphandle, whether usecouchini. God will always reach out. I mean, God has been reaching out to us. That's the thing that's about ignorant because we don't respond. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. That's why I don't like to talk about most of his things accomplished behind bars. Because kuba ne-arrogance nyana kuba ngathi Chris, imagine you rape somebody or udubule umuntu umthathele imoto yakhe, whatever the case might be. Uba victim. Then kuba nabantu abazoba ama-indirect victims because of your actions. Then the system doesn't cater for this person. It caters for you as a perpetrator. You go to prison, you even get an opportunity to do a law or whatever. You come out with a degree, but this one, and then coming out, you start to brag about, I've got a degree, I've got that, at the expense of who's a law-abiding citizen, who is innocent, by the way. So that's why I'm very careful in terms of, I don't want to wax lyrical more about what I've achieved behind bars and stuff. I don't like that. But I can only talk about transformation. Unkulunkulu does transform impilo zabantu. If you believe, he will transform your life. Because nami unkulunkulu will transform impilo yakho. And it doesn't have to be a jail. And that's why whenever I do this interview, I'm very sensitive towards I'm a victim. I'll tell him, until you a victim of crime, you understand I'm a victim of kanjani. In fact, ungabanga a victim, ulahla ifoni, ilahlo kuwe bangakuthatheli. Hluza ke bamhlungu. So imagine umuntu azokukhipha igana akuthathele ifoni. Yazi ifoni kuzimanjani ukuthi ithola uthi ya. Awuna ne-account MTN, awuna in fact uthola ifoni ispan. And imagine umuntu azokukhiphela ispan akukhombe ngegani. And lo muntu bangaphula itrigger uyakushaya.
You have to choose now.
It's trauma. And sometimes you can't deal with the trauma there. So we need to be careful when we talk about these things.
This one got me thinking, man. No, this thing,
That's how I view life. But coming out, Chris, I struggle to relate now with Best Father. Chris, I struggle. And you see how God humbled me, Uguti. Bang your picture, social development, I'm a proposal, NYDA, causing 2012. 2013, I'm starting to pitch. I'm talking about fast. And right.
they're nice to you.
Do you get what I'm saying? They embrace me. They even guide me to say, no, le proposal ngayibhali so. Ngimite nye sister watu Cindy Mabe besebenza ku ETV. Koza sizokushaya interview so that we can get your story out there because you are selling. Me ungathola my clients.
And he's a woman.
Yeah, one of my things it challenged my perception. And he's a woman. Mangifika hapa ngithola Faith Mangope uye we present ngiphatha grants change amanamba. And uba sister sharp him till this day. Nano Faith Mangope we very close. La want la. Nini ngiyahamba ngiyo volunteer ekhulisa ese Rose Bank. The owner of that company is Leslie Van Salem. Mfazi. She's a nice person. When you embrace, when you I'm like, hey man, ukwenzakalani, you know. And shooting is taller nje. Because I mean, most abantu abangimentor labantu besifazane, to be honest. I mean, a person who taught me how to put together a proposal
Is a woman.
is a woman. A person who taught me how to do this and this, how to pitch, do what, is a woman. A person who helped me till today, mangbook ama venue, my sister about to Rebecca, is a woman.
So God is trying to show you, hey,
Yeah.
all women.
And that's where I started to open up now and embrace women and understand which, women they can be coaches, they can lead, they can do these things because practically I've seen that. I mean, when the Massive Metro was formed, Faith Mangop became the station manager, ne? And she called me, hey Soli, kunenye project ngifunyenza nozola 7. Ahlangane la Indaba Hotel eSandton. I went onhlanganisa nozola. Till this day nozola 7 we're very close because of her faith. Do you see now? Yeah. That's what I'm, so I had a lot of challenges, my brother, but I'm dealing with a lot in terms of childhood trauma because sometimes kunama trauma response
So this thing of trauma doesn't leave you. There's no stage when you're like traumas are going away and you just be free.
Yeah, but I think you have to put in some work. I remember my focus was because I'm ngiphume nganandaba yokuhlala ngilala esontweni Now it was an issue ukuthi lo pastor lo njoba asana esonto ngigidle esontweni ekuseni ngiprepare itulo ngenzani. Mase yini into emele ngiyenze so that I can own my own shelter. So you don't have time to focus on, because you need to survive. Uzayibona childhood trauma. Uspina kanje nenhliziyo embi.
You don't have
Uhasela
time
kanje arrogant.
to canceling.
No. Uhasela kanje arrogant. Uhasela kanje angry. Because you need to survive. But once you start to make some money, you're like, hey, let me address this thing. You start reading relevant books. You start watching those relevant. You acknowledge good natural trauma because you can see. I mean, Chris, if you are on, you see, the thing is, okay, you don't have to be honest in my camera. It's fine.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Zibheke emireni.
Yeah.
Utshele ukuthi mara jona enhliziyo embi. And when ama uthi usipana uyawakhawatha. Now uyazi uyawakhawatha. Then bona bazi. Mara wena uyazi uyawakhawatha. Ngiyakutshela.
Yeah.
Wabona wena kahle leyo sipana nayo uyidlela umona because italent ukudlula wena. But manje uyayicindezela. Uyinikeza izinto wazi ukuthi ngeke izikhulu kuzo. Ukhuluma nawo
Mbeka ku sports.
yeah, wena ukhuluma with yourself. Wabona ukhuluma nawo unenhliziyo embi wena. Uyuza uphethini, uyazi uyamuse amfrostyle. Yabona le sister lona ojola naye awuthanda imali yawo uthanda. Uba honest with yourself. Yonke lento wenzela for fame. Don't come and pretend. Don't come. Yeah, uzibhekile uyazitshela. Don't come and pretend as if when you go to school and what when ufuna fame kuphela nje. Sure. And we totally fame. Sharp. Be honest with yourself. I'm just saying. Then the question will then be, do I need to reform certain areas in my life? If the answer is yes, then do it. Read books, and mina ngaqala uaddress ama childhood trauma kanjalo. Amanye through experience, And I'm not saying it's an excuse because of I can't take care of my son the way, like I'm not that, I'm not that vigor and the verve to say, I want my son this and that. You get what I'm saying? And I'm dealing with that thing. And there's a lot of men out there with and in most cases, isikhathi esiningi one. Isikhathi esibhange ngahlala ngiwani isikhathi esiningi. Ngijola nje mana ngingahlali nomuntu. Why? Because I realize ukuthi I'm not a good company.
Hey, so when I
You get what I'm saying?
I'm a young version. I'm so feel ukuhlala ngedwa. Yazi umuntu osifazane kumkhumbula abakumele kuphekwe. Wangibuya ngithathele ne.
Mina was horrible, bro. Mina was horrible.
Mangine washing like hey ngilambile futhi ngapha I take away sengifile ngama take away.
Yeah. I mean, being horrible, bro. I mean, a lot of things changed. I mean, being horrible, Chris. I mean, I was so horrible, Fit. I was so horrible. I was so horrible. Like, I didn't have a good character. Being an respect for umuntu. Being funonginto for me. But it's cut my see. Yeah, no, I was definitely. Everything being funala, but you get to learn Skat Masi and you change certain areas. Obviously, we are not perfect, but we're trying. And one day we'll get it right.
Hey, but man, this yeah.
It was very difficult, man.
I had a lot of people who comes from prison, but they don't talk like you. So that makes me wonder, what is different about you? It's because maybe you accepted God in prison, but some they did. I'm just thinking, Juguti, why you not like them?
Chris, that's fun, faith. And I think in our that's fun. And Chris, into emhlabeni ekumele sizame is to coexist, even if it's different. Mina was fun.
Yes.
But if we can find
what you call the grounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
To coexist. I think for me that is the key. I'm fun no pet say. But if my experiences with our fun, childhood trauma is different. But you can find a common ground.
The common ground, yes, that's a perfect name.
To coexist. So I wouldn't say amanye machita so no. Now that's I want that's fun. And abanye abantu. Remember, Chris, when I'm interview on internet, once you sign up to saying an interview to this podcast, it is about online. You must be prepared and mentally strong. ukuthi kunabanye abantu aba-angry ngokwabo behind i-screen. They just want to comment and some of them ama-comments wabo even if bakuthuka they don't mean it. They've got issues me bra. You know, I got to learn that thing noma ngidrive endleleni. Thole sister ngidrivisa kabi ne. Angireact because I got to learn what people are going through a lot. Le sister le inabantwana bayi-2 nendoda. Ekuseni before yespanini mele prepare umntwana okuqala imprepare imgeze imgqokise imprepare ne-lunch ne-breakfast. Ijump emntwaneni wesi-2 ayikake izukuyo hayifetsa ngwana bisi-2 tshwanetse itloko yona ithi prepare for work mayiqeda ithatha labantwana yo-drop esikoleni by the time yespanini yona ikhathele blind mentally ikhathele ispana then usenza everyday and isayospana la yakhona. So do you think umuntu onjalo endleleni uzocabanga kahle man? I'm just saying. So I'm just saying ukuthi abanye abantu even if bakuthuka you don't have to respond and say hey ngwazo mfethu nabo nje shame they need help. They just need help, my brother. You know, somebody once said, I don't know, man, once said, you will never be criticized by someone who's doing better than you. Better than you, we don't talk financially. We can also subject that to morally as well. Attitude-wise. So people who are doing better than you, they will never come down and lambast you and put you down. Instead, they will correct you. Instead, they will show you the way. Do you get what I'm saying? They'll come to you and say, Chris, I boy marlabo wrong boy, but next time enza kanje nakanje. So kusho ukuthi makuripuka kanjalo. There's an element of kindness, and there's an element of care for it. This person cares about you.
Telling you this because it's like
they
really care.
Yeah. So when we do these interviews, me bro, we know somebody's gonna come there and comment this and comment, and some of them they don't want even to be objective. Which is fine. We allow that. And some of them are no-name accounts. Because mina, if you want to engage me, you can call me, and let's engage. Or what? But abanye will bash you and stuff, you know. But we learn. And I think, and I have to say this, you know, I worked with Uskim GP. You know me, bro, I'm disciplined, I'm punctual. I would like to prove that I'm disciplined and punctual. But I learned a lot of things from that guy, Uskim, in terms of punctuality, discipline. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of things go petsin. That person is being through a lot. But this guy, he keeps on going. Do you get what I'm saying? So I learn from people, even from you. There are situations at some point you were bashed. I think last year or whatever. And how you became resilient and you believed in your thing. And there were times where this thing it looked like ngeke span.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but you kept on going. There were times where you even stuck in a petrol. But you kept on going. So I take those lessons from around. And I know people like you, people like Petson, people like Skim GP, they will never criticize me. They will rather say...
We'll rather call you.
Yeah, and say, hey, mfan, ulahlisa itira. So, maga ku rebuke lo muntu or a corrector somewhere, somehow. There's an element of care, and there's an element of respect, and there's an element of wanting to see you progressing in life.
Yeah, the same thing. Now, when you remember when I said, "Hey, where is the cold soul?" Hey, but it's been a long time. I'm scared. I'm like, yeah, but we have to cold soul.
So yeah, and that's how we see things. And that's how it is. But uNkulunkulu, in a nutshell, for me, it transformed my life in total, meaning complete, in every area of my life. This thing, my bro, it's a work in progress. It's not done. Yeah, and till this day, I'm still studying. Till this day, I'm still studying. So it's just that drive to push and just to try and do positive things. But I do acknowledge some of the things I need to improve them. You know, because sometimes I feel like enthusiasm, I feel. I mean, bruh, you know, I hardly think of my son. Like, it's very difficult. Do you get what I'm saying? And to somebody, it sounds like I remember there's an interview and the guy was asking very, very serious questions around, oh, this issue is important. And because of me now, I don't want to pretend. And some, they were like, yo, hey, this guy, he's damaged. I'm not. I'm aware of certain things. It's just that I'm aware of
No, but
and I'm trying to address them. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing, like you remember James when we went there to Soli, it was with his nephew, and it seems like the nephew was happy and you're taking care of her. So
Yeah.
So the question would be like, why you can't do the same to your son, man? It's your
Yeah. No, well, remember when it comes to my son, there's a lot of dynamics. There's a mother involved as well, of which I wouldn't want to, to put more blame in a way and blame the mother and stuff. But mailing is begging me, what are you doing to improve the situation, to make sure that, you get, to make sure that umntana wakho uyamnakekela accordingly, kahle. So le ifuna mina, I have to correct it. Remember, my nephew was here and I'm here. So my son is in Bloemfontein. So it means I need to find ways to put an effort. I need to see the guy must come and visit. I mean, I need to establish
the distance.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, so those are the things that sometimes struggle and me, bra, it's like when I tell people till this day, and I know, I mean, I could go there anytime. And people will say, oh, I'm like, no, I just don't want to go there. And there's nothing good that I can say about my mother, unfortunately. And I can't fake it, Chris. There's nothing good that I can say about my father. And I don't care who says what. And I can't fake those things. And one will then say, yes, but you are doing the same, you are repeating the same cycle on Mtanako. Yeah, which is fine. But all of us, we are dealing with certain things. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm praying about it, and eventually it will come right. I mean, my son is 8 now.
But at least you know which grade,
Yeah,
there is a hope.
Yeah, I know. So things will come together. And sometimes certain challenges that I can't talk about, there's a lot of dynamics in these things. But so far, I thank God for transforming my life, and I thank God for guiding me to the right direction. One day I'll get there. One day I'll come here and I'm fine. But I just don't like to go just because of and project this image. You get the perfect my area. But I'm fighting those demons each and every day. It's a struggle. Every day, I need to fight a certain demon.
Hey, man.
Progress. I need to fight the demon. Jealous.
Yes.
Bang scheme GP progress. I need to fight that demon to say, hey, why not delay?
Wish him well, yeah.
I need to wish the brother well. Yeah. Like, it's not easy to compliment the moon to fit. Only as I want to all the best. We're not sure if they mean it or not. I'm telling you. Masanga volunteers could say something else. A person can say, my brother, I'm happy for you doing well. We're not sure. But you have to fight that thing. That thing you call, it was compared to that thing you call, when somebody is better than you, utilize it according to strength. Outshine. And you're not good at this thing. You get what I'm saying? But because of number resources, you will push Bonagala away. That thing you call, but we're fighting that thing every day. So guess nature jealous. We need this thing. This thing is a war of it. These demons, they come in different forms and shapes and design.
No, brother, what are you working on? What are you busy with these days?
Currently, I'm busy with my LLB, which is a postgrad LLB. I'm busy now with my Bachelor of Theology with Auckland Park Theological Seminar. Both of them, I'm busy with those things. Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, that's the honest truth.
I'm busy with certifying this matrix certificate.
Yeah, no, you'll get there. No, you'll get there. No, currently I'm busy with those things. And then also, I do lecture as well online online classes ongapushayo
Yeah.
nenye college. And if they were paying me well, I was going to mention them. So they're not paying me well. I'm not going to mention them. And obviously, nama events as well. Remember, annually we have Kasi Entrepreneurship Summit and Expo, no brother Tulane Tembisa. We have a celebration of books and authors. Then we have people living with disabilities program every March. Yeah.
Oh, he on March.
Yeah, every March, every year.
Where is it?
March, Park Center, Park Town. Because it's called Sabantana Abaphila with Disability. So for us to do an event, Abantwana Abaphila with Disability, this is a business seminar and networking session. So you need a venue is about accommodate my toilet because my crutches and stuff. So we're doing that every year. So those are things for your community, but also the aspect here business as well. There and there. So we're trying to survive. We are trying like anybody else.
Hey, bro, we're trying.
We're trying.
Those who want to find you on social media.
Social media, it's Solin Khalabi. A lot of people, but I'm within Khalabi is my surname and it's my second name.
Oh, no, I thought.
No, his surname is Mankha. Yeah. So it's just Solin Khalabi on Facebook and on TikTok. I'm not that big on TikTok. Because I don't know what to post there.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome. Me, I only use.
No, but you guys in the content. So, yeah.
Yeah, now I get away with it because I have a content, but like on Facebook, I hardly post like my life and stuff. It's just the content.
Yeah, but on Facebook, when I just post my events, whatever things are. And congrats, Chris, for
the plaque.
For the plaque.
Hey, it was not easy, James. Yeah, Brian. I never thought like running a podcast would be this difficult. Yeah.
But Chris, everything is difficult. You know what I always say, much now, I'm like, in 2012. And I'm like, Mobi jail. Me lose niggas 10 years. Just say, it takes about 10 years to reconstruct my life. 10.
Sure. Yeah,
it's not easy, me, bro.
It's
not easy. You won't get the video from this card. You just playing. From now on, because I know what 2027 I'll be done. And I know by 2032, 33, if God's willing, I'll be still around. I'll be pushing for my PhD. Because the ultimate goal is PhD. So one of them, I'm boxing for Tika, is to become a good father, which I'm working on it, that box, and also to get a PhD.
Tick.
Manga tika, those two boxes are great. So it's okay.
It's done.
For me, it's done.
No, brother, thank you so much for coming to the show. We really appreciate you, man. Seeing, I know Gucci, you will come back again.
Yes, I'm always around.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much.
Wait, in fact, Usindisi.
Yeah, we're born again.
Guys, Chris Usindisi.
Yeah, Sonke, no Ganda.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no James.
Ganda.
And sisimamukele ngelangeli one Sonke.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
You go to Usindisi.
Bro.
Ne?
Now uyazini.
Because brother Chwani beyangibuza wasethembisa ukuthi ya Chris basindisi ngithi angizobabuza mfethu. Ethulani la ukhona basindisi yabo Chris.
Yeah, masibukeka vele abanye bathi sibuke ngathi James asisindisi. Yeah, but we are, man, and we're happy.
Nah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Otherwise, on camera and sound, I got my man James, and on my right, I got my man Ganda. This is the Daily Hustle. Ngwakunene ngwakamadotsela ngumtimande mina ngupambulo ngabambili zeza nonini kakhonina kamtambu jet.
We are.
My man.